All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Gelman here. I have no idea where this is going to go. I have no notes. I have nothing planned for you. This is just going to be me and my thoughts about the Yankees and what we're currently witnessing, in which is an absolute thrashing by the Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series, a series in which the Yankees' biggest star, the greatest hitter statistically in the regular season since Barry Bonds, has been a complete non-factor in Aaron Judge. And I don't want to start this out by taking a victory lap or saying I told you so, or, you know, boasting and bragging about being right about this, but I was right. I'm not happy that I'm right. I wanted nothing more in the world than to be proven wrong about Aaron Judge, but the truth, the fact of the matter about this is that I have been saying since the summer that this was going to happen. That no matter how excited you were about Juan Soto, how great the bullpen was, how much better Garrett Cole was looking throughout the season, that none of it would matter if the Yankees' biggest star did not show up when it mattered the most. And I kept saying, I'm like, listen, I have no trust. I have no hope. I have no faith in said player, Aaron Judge, actually showing up. But guess what? He didn't. He didn't. And he has laid a complete egg in this series against the Dodgers. Oh, what are we at? 3 games in, 1 hit, 1 hit. And we all collectively saw it last night, a game in which the Yankees just had to have. The fans rose to their feet, gave the guy a standing ovation, which I understand why you're trying to exhaust all options in this desperate of a situation. So, of course, you're going to do that. Do I agree with the fact that it was actually done? No, I do not. But that's another story for another day. We are not Philadelphia. We don't do things that Philly fans do, especially what what they did with Trey Turner. I knew it wasn't going to work. I've had no faith this entire postseason, and I was proven right yet again. And I don't know. I'm sorry if I've got nothing today in terms of stuff planned, or if I'm all over the place, but I just think that it's important for me to come on here and get my thoughts out and just react to what we all have been seeing. Because up until this point, I haven't done anything. I haven't come on here. I haven't done a Yankees video. I've talked about the Jets, the Giants, whatever. One Giant Step just dropped. Video version will be coming out tonight. Sean and myself reacted to what was another disappointing New York sports team result, that being the Giants last night against the Steelers. But let's get back into the Yankees. Let's discuss what we've all seen, and that is just a completely deflated effort from this team. A team in which had no chance from the start. I mean, I think that when we saw what happened at the end of game 1 with Aaron Boone's completely boneheaded decision. And this isn't me, you don't need me to tell you this for you to understand. I know I'm preaching to the choir here. I just still cannot get over it. What Aaron Boone did in game 1. Bringing in a guy in Nestor Cortez who hasn't pitched in over a month to face Freddie Freeman, who up until that point, to be fair, had not shown any pop. I can't remember the last time Freddie Freeman hit a home run, but it was a long time before that. And the scouting report by the analytics department was throw him an inside fastball because with his ankle injury, he's not going to be able to turn on it. But guess what? The days off after the Dodgers won game 6 against the Mets healed his ankle. And he looked a lot better. And he turned on a fastball and completely ended the Yankees' hopes to even be competitive in the series. And even if the Yankees did have a chance at the end of game 2 with a putrid at bat from Anthony Volpe with the bases loaded in the top of the 9th, and then Jose Trevino being late on a fastball right down the middle that he should have sent out of the park. Any baseball player hits that ball at least into the outfield, gets a hit out of that. You don't need to do anything crazy. Swing of the fences in the first pitch, trying to camp find the zone. That's the game. So you've got 2 deflating losses in a row. And what do you do last night? Well, you go out and put up the worst performance that we have seen from the Yankees, can I say in the 21st century? Considering the stakes, it was just putrid. It was pathetic. There's really nothing more you could say about it. And I didn't have any hope. I had no hope. And I got a lot of hate from this from my friends who are Yankee fans. But it was for good reason. It was watching what we watched in games 1 and 2. This is not a serious team. This is not a serious organization. The acquisition of Juan Soto did not change anything about the organizational philosophy and the organizational mindset, which is to employ an absolute idiot as the manager and to continue to not be able to find guys to put at the bottom of the lineup who hit when it matters the most. I have said time and time again that what the Yankees are lacking the most, which they addressed with the acquisition of Juan Soto, was a big lefty at the top of the lineup. And number two were role players who consistently came through in a clutch. Can you imagine the Yankees had a guy like Kike Hernandez who has performed time and time again in the postseason? No, instead they tried out Alex Verdugo. And yet they don't give a chance to Jason Dominguez, who you never know could be a really good postseason player. You don't know until you've tried. And I could sit here and rant and complain and bitch and moan and bitch. I know I'm not going to be telling you anything different than you've already heard. I just cannot, for the life of me, fathom how any of us gave this team a chance in this series. I cannot fathom how close the sports books had it before the series. The fact that it was essentially a pick'em. This Yankees team never had it. They never had the mystique, the aura of the old teams. And at the end of the day, they still employ a guy who they're paying $40 million a year for 9 years who cannot perform when it matters the most. That is this Yankees team identity. It all stems from Aaron Judge. It really does. It really does. He's the face of your franchise. He's the captain of your team. And yet, time and time again, he lets it get to his head. The magnitude, the importance of the situation. And fails to perform when it matters the most. I was right. I was dead on. I was dead on about Aaron Judge. In April, in May, in June, I was telling you this guy is going to fall flat on his face when it matters the most. And guess what he did? He's put up an absolute egg in the World Series. He's been trashed all postseason. Albeit outside of the 2 fluke home runs. The one against Class A, which is a really good hit. I'll give him that. They lost the game. It didn't mean anything. But to come out against a team in which is, on paper, very much more talented than you, and to just strike out as many times as Judge has struck out, to put up non-competitive at-bats time and time again, is just absolutely astonishing. It's unforgivable. It's pathetic. And it is finally come true, my prophecy, that fans would turn on Judge. No matter what good he could do in the regular season, if he had another postseason, like he had in 2019, like he had in 2020, like he had in 2021, like he had in 2022, then the fans would rightfully turn on him. And that's where we're at. The biggest game of his life last night, what does he do? Gets on base once. Gets on base once. That's the legacy of Aaron Judge in pinstripes, folks. That's his legacy. And this will change the narrative on Aaron Judge for good. He is the worst, best Yankee of all time. You look at that list of Yankees, the legendary guys. They either won or they performed at a level in which they should have won had their team not sucked. Aaron Judge and Dave Winfield are right up there. Like, you could point to Don Mattingly for not winning anything, but look at his teams that he had in the late 80s, early 90s. Look at what happened in 1994 with the strike, with the Yankees being in first place in the AL. Looking well on their way to the pennant. He just retired before they got good. He wasn't the reason why they lost. Aaron Judge is the reason why this Yankees team continues to fall flat in his face. And it's just the most frustrating thing to deal with. It's such a disappointing reality. But the fact of the matter is, it is our reality. Now I've done 11 minutes on this, and I honestly I still have no idea where this is going. And I know the series is not over. I know that God, I can't deal with it. I can't. I mean, this has been the most frustrating and disappointing of any of the Yankees postseasons. I mean, 2022 sucked, of course. Being swept by the Astros, putting up no fight at the end. That sucked. That really did. This year is different. The easiest path the Yankees have had to the World Series, maybe ever, at least in my lifetime. They get to the World Series, and that is when all of the flaws that we've seen throughout the year, the fielding mishaps, the base running issues, all came to fruition. The managerial decisions, the idiotic managerial decisions, they've all shown. And it's not like Dave Roberts is this unbelievable manager. I can manage the Dodgers to success right now. I really believe I could. I really believe so. The talent they have on that team. You cannot beat yourself against a team that is that much more talented than you. And that's exactly what the Yankees have done. Freddie Freeman has more RBIs in the series than the Yankees have runs. Or maybe not after that Verdugo home run, but before the Verdugo home run, that was 100% a fact. I think Freddie's got 7 RBIs. Let's do the math. Okay. Before the home run, yes. After the home run, the meaningless 9th inning home run last night by Alex Verdugo shouldn't count. It shouldn't count. You catch my drift, though. And now, looking forward, again, the series is not over. The Yankees could win tonight. If they don't win tonight, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to do at this point. I really don't. That would be as miserable a World Series performance as we've ever seen. And a World Series in which just simply did not live up to the hype. And it hasn't. And it won't. I have zero trust, zero hope in this Yankees team to turn it around, obviously. But I'd like to see them show some fight. Rattle off 2 wins in a row. Push it to 6. Get it back to Los Angeles. They have no chance. They don't. In this series. I would understand if they lost last night close. They put up a fight. The Dodgers just outplayed them. That's not been the case. Buehler had it last night. There's no denying that. The truth of the matter is the Yankees have struggled mightily against the fastball in this series. Swinging at everything out of the zone. They're swinging out of their shoes. No one looks good. I mean, Soto's been fine. But no one has looked good outside of Stan. Man, I just, as a Yankee fan, there's nothing left to say. There's nothing more to say. I'm going to discuss it more when the time comes, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be Thursday, whether it be Saturday, whether it be Monday. Unlikely. Whenever the Yankees lose this, inevitably, we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth. I just wanted to come on here and do something about this because I had to vent. This has just been so pathetic. And I know a lot of people out there share my sentiments. I know there are a lot of people out there who probably feel the exact same way as I do. But man, did you ever expect it to be this bad in the World Series? I mean, could you have ever imagined this pathetic of a performance from the New York Yankees? Managerially, from the players, from top to bottom. I mean, it's utterly insane how bad it's been. All right, that'll do it. I'm Bryce Kelman. I can't talk about this anymore. I mean, I've been up since 3:45 in the morning anyway. That's a little aside, but yeah, I'm dead tired. I did not sleep well because of my pathetic baseball team and my pathetic football team and my favorite basketball team blowing a 15-point game in the fourth quarter. That was awesome as well. So I got the trifecta last night. Didn't sleep well, of course, as you can imagine. I mean, it's probably the worst sports night of my entire life. Consider the fact that all my teams played on the same exact day, which doesn't happen too often because the Yankees never make the World Series. The NBA playoffs doesn't, the NBA season doesn't start until late October. You catch my drift. Yeah. Maybe if the Yankees actually put up a fight last night, it would have been so bad. We'll never know. But hey, listen, hopefully the Yankees can put together a magical run. They won't, but let's see. Maybe Judge could speak to a therapist this entire day and not and get out of his own way and stop swinging at fastballs outside of the zone and stop chasing curveballs in the dirt, sliders outside and down. You could tell that I'm losing. This is my version of crashing out. It is, and the series isn't even over yet. So that'll do it. I'm Bryce Gelman. I will talk to you all later this week when the Yankees inevitably lose.